Welcome to the Underdogs podcast. Strap yourselves in for 1 hour of unrivaled audio entertainment.
Doesn't get old, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I feel like, you know how back in the day you'd film yourself and hate your own voice? Had it before we started doing YouTube. I feel that now with this intro. It's back. The old one take. And then it's like, welcome.
The dishes in the background hit so different every time. I love it. I just love
what
it.
that is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's someone in the kitchen like cleaning up or
That
something.
was a secret percussion job by Zack.
Me
Very
too.
subtle.
So, yeah, welcome back to the Underdogs podcast every single week. No
Definitely.
exceptions.
No
Yeah.
exceptions.
Is it number 21?
It is.
21?
Well, we
We
did
can
like
vote.
9 episodes the first year. This joke's not worth continuing. I was going to say 10 episodes the next year.
We'll aim for 11 in 2023.
No,
And 9 plus 10.
21.
Oh, that's funny, Zach.
Should we get straight into the game we've got
I've
prepared
got a
after
little-
that banger?
I've made a little game for everyone to play.
He's straight into the action, brother.
All right, so it's a bit convoluted, but I think you guys are really going to love it. It's called Over Underdogs.
Oh, I like the name. So
So-
the game must be good.
You get a question and you give a number, and then the other people will give an over under. Now you get a point if you split the group, or they're both wrong. Jordan,
I
would you
like
like
it.
to play first, and we'll see how it works.
I think it'll be easier
yeah,
when you
okay,
play.
yep.
Jordan looks really confused. and
Yeah.
I'm pretty confused, but
How many Twitter followers does the Underdogs have?
And I just say a number.
Yep.
25,000.
Okay, and now you guys do over under.
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 Yeah, so you get 0 points.
Okay.
Your answer was
You
bad.
can tell who manages
Yeah.
the social media a bit more.
Yeah, maybe you should ask someone else on
So
that one.
they both get a point, and you get zip.
Okay, so that's the
Oh,
practice.
so we get a point
No,
for being
no, no.
right.
Yeah.
He gets a point if we like.
If you split both of them, or they're both wrong.
Oh, dope. Okay.
I like it.
I think there's an easier way of explaining that, but I don't know what it is.
Nah, I figured it out.
Learn by doing.
Yeah.
Right, who would like to go next?
If you guys would like us to have over 25,000 Twitter followers, maybe you should head there. No, but seriously, a lot of the podcast games, we do poll our Twitter users, so feel free to follow
That's
us.
why I'm so surprised that it wasn't that answer.
Oh, this is slightly old information. It's about 7 days old. No, less, 5 days old.
That's
so we
not
might
too
have 25,000.
Probably cracked 100. I'll go next.
All right. What is how many views does our most viewed video have?
On the gaming channel?
Yeah.
On the gaming channel,
I can give you the name of it if it helps.
our most viewed one.
It's World's Strongest
That's
Ganondorf.
correct, yep.
Oh, man.
570,000.
Okay. Jordan?
I come Peter go first.
No, you
Can't
go
give you
first.
the name of it.
yeah. I'm going to say more.
Over.
Yeah, over.
It is over.
Nice.
This game
Peter, how
sucks.
much is it?
Is it? Do you have the number?
No, let Peter
Yeah.
guess. Let
Is
Peter
it
you
like
on?
I was gonna say 720,000?
For 791.
Oh,
That's pretty
not
good
bad.
guess.
The
Yo, that's
Underdogs
a lot of views.
podcast where we suck our own dicks.
That would be a good podcast.
How
do we
many
have?
followers?
Most viewed?
How many views?
All right,
We're
how many
just fucking
subscribers?
Okay.
It's just a bit of trivia.
No, I like the game, Jackson.
Thank you. The number of times Zack shared stocked in the last doubles video.
Yes.
Oh, far out. What video was it?
I don't know. I actually didn't write it
Okay,
down.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, I actually do know which one it is, but I think it's better if it's a secret.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna go with 5.
Under.
I'm going to say under for sure. I think this was one where I didn't
The
take
no
many.
share stock or something?
No, so do you know what?
Here we
So
go.
the video it was when it was the you win until you keep going until you lose. You pick the stage, and we did terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Over.
Do you want to change your answer?
Under.
No, it's under.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
let's
good.
go.
It's 2.
Oh wow.
Which I'm
yeah.
sure is a lot less than normal. When I wrote the question, I was like, this will be hilarious.
Oh
And
right,
it's
because we were
2.
never losing, so we
Yeah.
never had to.
But he still did it somehow.
What's it called when it's like anti-capitalism? No, propaganda? Like bad propaganda.
Yeah.
Defamation? This
Defamation?
is fucking defamation.
Yeah. Slander.
I'd
Slander.
sue you
Slander.
for $10.8
Just
million
showing that
dollars or whatever.
Yeah, stereotypes aren't always real.
No, you can't always believe the stereotypes.
Wow, there's a lesson in this game.
Right, so I think everyone's on 2 points because everyone got it wrong.
Right.
That
Yeah.
And that was only worth single points. This is worth triple points, and this
Oh
is where the
my
money is
God.
made.
Oh,
the
wow.
questions get more convoluted,
Oh,
and this is
very
where we
nice.
enjoy it.
Okay.
Right, Jordan, the
Yes.
number of times Sophie has appeared in a thumbnail on Peter's channel, plus the number of times Maddie has appeared in one.
Of
On-
Zach's channel.
on
Zack's or
Peter's
Peter's channel?
Sorry, on their own channels respectively. For
Okay.
their
I was thinking,
girlfriend.
how many
Oh,
videos has
shit.
Maddie been in on Peter's
In the
channel?
thumbnail specifically.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 10.
Oh, can I have a quick moment to think
You
of
can have a
all
quick
of them?
moment.
It's a
think.
bit of a
I'm going to go
tough
ahead and say
one,
under.
Nah, I think Maddie's been in like 6 of mine. So
Peter looking nervous.
there was cosplay, there was girlfriend, there was Daily Spectator. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Can I say the same?
I didn't write
I
that
think
in
it
the
might be-
rules.
I'm gonna go over. I think it's like 11.
Bang. It's
Oh!
11. And it was
Wow.
6 for Maddie, like you said.
How come
and
you didn't
5
look
for
at my
Sophie.
video?
Is it really 5 for
Boring.
me?
Mate, we
Yeah,
all clickbait
5.
the
I thought it
girlfriend.
was 2 for me.
No, I
It's
always
okay.
thought it was less than that too.
Peter, it's fun. You put the girl in the thumbnail, it gets views.
I
we all
have
know
not.
we
I'm
do
checking
it.
as we do this.
check.
I reckon
I've been
I've-
slandered once again.
Done it twice, I think.
I didn't check yours.
Bro, you made a whole
Unbelievable.
channel for that.
Oh, true.
No, let's keep it
All right,
going.
Keep going while I'm
Yeah,
checking.
yeah.
Don't
Well,
don't
this next
blame me.
one's for you, Peter.
Oh, good. Okay,
All
I'll
right.
stop checking. I'll
so
stop trying
the
to defend myself.
podcast, the last one, had Zach's blurred feet.
Yep.
How many people commented the word feet on the podcast?
Oh,
Wait, did you actually blur it out?
Yeah, I thought it would be pretty
put a big
funny.
pixelated box over the whole area.
Like my feet have been in other videos, but it was kind of just the whole time. So I thought I'd just censor it for the whole time, see what people think.
so
Every comment
good.
was about it.
I'm gonna say 45.
Over. It's in the hundreds.
Over.
Under.
Hey!
It was only 22.
Oh, you guys sucked. Wait,
so
so
Peter
I,
gets
I need
triple point. I've not been keeping track.
5 for Peter.
I need a fucking pedicure or something. I thought there'd be more. People not liking the feet.
Oh, you blurred them out.
Who hasn't asked? Who hasn't answered? This is the last question
Me.
I've got. All
I
right,
have
ready?
Zack.
This is for the big dollars. This one's worth 10 times points.
Ooh.
All right, easy.
How many times did Jordan say LeChonk in his last video? LeChonk is taking over.
Well, I don't watch Popper's videos, so that's a bit of a fucking rude question.
That's a bit of a rude statement, Zach.
Oh, I mean, it's just a reaction video. Jordan, come on. If I'm going to skip any,
LeChonk was funny, though.
Was it
I've-
five?
Peter's updated and he's
Jackson
Yeah,
can, in fact, count.
I was sweating a bit. I was like, I hope I got it right.
No, dude, that was way more than I thought.
Oh, I feel like he said it an unreasonable amount of times. Let's go with 33 times.
I actually wouldn't know what I was. I'm going to say, I remember the video was like 9 minutes or 10 minutes. So 33, what's the math on that? That's a lot of
Like
talk.
3.5
3
a
a minute. Yeah. 3 or 4 a
That's
minute.
too little.
One every 15
Nah,
seconds.
I'm going to say under.
It's got to be under.
You're going under.
Yeah, I'm going under.
It's got to be under.
What was it? What did you say?
33.
33.
33
Alright.
is a lot of LeChonk.
34, Zach.
Hell! Points, motherfuckers!
One LeChonk every 15 seconds.
There's a video about LeChonk.
There was a
Could be-
video. There was a part that was like, I had my whiteboard like doing this every time you did it, and once I was like,
I wish you filmed yourself doing that.
I was like, maybe this is not very good. It was only like 2 minutes in, and then there was a period where I was just smashing it.
These questions are great, Jackson.
That's
Great
unfortunately
work.
all I've got. I thought they would take a lot longer.
Oh,
But
that's
we can
really
definitely
funny.
come back.
Perfect place to end it with the big 10 pointer where I got both people.
You
got
knew
it
a lot
wrong.
of the information, like knowing that Maddie was in 6 of your thumbnails. Pretty impressed.
That's crazy.
I think she's in 6 videos.
Yeah.
And you're like, if she's in a video.
Yeah.
Chucker.
Oh, I've got her in a video. I mean, not Maddie. I've got Sophie in a video without her having her in the thumbnail. I'm missing out.
You've got to have the female in
Unbelievable.
the thumbnail, isn't that?
Now, Peter
God.
probably gets more simps over himself
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
with the shirtless Peter in the thumbnail.
So what do you guys
True, you
think
should
about
do that more,
Underdogs?
Peter.
I've never done that for the record.
See how it goes. You never know.
Oh,
Alright,
I've been
maybe I'll
shirtless
try
in
it.
more thumbnails than Peter.
Ah,
I
mate.
think I've been
Mate, save it for the next over Underdogs.
Yeah. That was a great segment,
Oh,
Jackson.
I'm glad you
Thanks
guys
for
enjoyed
that.
it.
Yeah, that was
Some of the
good.
questions were making me laugh. The numbers were always higher than I thought. I thought not that many people would actually say feet, but so many people. Actually, what happened was someone would say feet and then people would comment about it, but not say the word feet.
Ah.
But there was a lot of
That
chat
would do
about
it.
your feet.
Yeah, it did just start off a little bit like, look at us, we got 700,000 views.
Yeah, that's why I thought it would be the calibration round so you guys could learn how it
Okay.
worked.
Zach
Anyway.
playing it safe with the shoes on today.
Great
No
call.
chances.
What are your guys' thoughts on like shoes on in the house versus shoes off in the house? Because after moving out, I've changed to a no shoes house. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
and
have,
then
yeah.
stepping on the carpet up in this room with my shoes on today felt so wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a big shoes on guy, and I've never been different.
I used to be shoes off. No, on. And now I'm shoes off.
Yeah, me too.
What's the reason?
Just prefer it now.
Like,
It's literally just a matter of like dirtiness and stuff. If
Also,
that
yeah.
is like a thing that matters to you,
Well, I guess why have them on inside? Why would you do that?
it's just easier.
It is like you're ready
Easy
to
to
go. All that, you know.
Where are you going?
Well, last time I didn't have him on in the podcast, and look what happened.
I honestly think I had this theory, right? And because like people from other countries, they hear that we sometimes wear our shoes on in the house in Australia, and they're just like, "Are you guys on crack?"
Yeah.
Like, what is? They think it's the most insane thing they've ever heard. So I'm sure a lot of the people listening right now are thinking that. And I'm here to defend Australia and potentially other places, and say that Australian culture is heavily based on blending indoor and outdoor environments.
Whoa.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So like if you're going in and out the backyard because you're having a barbecue, right?
Yep.
Like you're barbecuing in the back patio area, coming inside to grab stuff from the salad. Are you going to take your shoes on and off every single time you do that?
Oh, I didn't think about this. So at gatherings, let's say in Japan,
Yep.
are they always shoes off?
If you're
Shoes
inside
on,
someone's
shoes off?
house, yeah.
Like if you're having a barbecue out the back, how does that work?
They don't go outside. It's cold as shit.
It's most of the living is apartments.
I see.
So,
the
like-
amount of like high rise.
That's probably
If you think
how it
about
works.
like, yeah, Australia, even this house we're in right now, like huge sliding doors, big windows, because it's all about bringing the
Yeah,
outdoors
sure.
in. You know what I mean? Other places are all boarded up and like way more focused on like we're inside. Why would I want to be
Inside.
outside?
So wait, they have people over and they're all inside.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, like
It's a whole bunch
it's
of
winter in
apartments.
freaking
Didn't think about this.
Japan or something. They're not going outside. You freeze.
True. I see.
You see, because I was just in Singapore,
Really nice.
which is one of
transition.
the reasons why we had such a good podcast episode last week.
Yeah.
We actually didn't podcast last week. Sorry about that, guys. I'll clarify now that we're like 15
It's a
minutes
joke.
in.
You guys didn't have the world's best podcast withheld from you.
No.
Yeah, and it's like all skyscrapers. And like,
Yeah, you build up,
Even
'cause there's no out.
when you go out into some of the like more remote places, it's still like apartment living.
It's like an island, right?
Yep. A quite small
and then
one.
they've kind of made it very tourism based.
Yeah.
No,
what I've
it's
heard.
it's
in
trade.
the main area.
Trade is their main source of money. Like almost all of their money.
They have
What are they
very
trading?
big
Like
ports.
ports. So like it's like like you stop off here and then you go off to the next place and it's all shipyards and stuff like
How
that.
do they make money from that?
It's crazy how much
stop
money
here.
comes into that
It's
stuff.
like
but
how we paid $30 to park today filming an Underdogs video,
Oh.
which was a bit bullshit. These ships go there and
Wait,
they're
you
like,
we paid 15 actually.
well, these ships go to Singapore and they
Sorry.
need to pay to like get a place to refuel before they move along.
Oh.
and like
and they-
loading stuff, getting rid of stuff, like swapping stuff over, emptying stuff. It's like if you think about it, like with everything you buy, maybe like a couple of cents of it will have gone to the places along the middle, and if everyone in the world buying all their stuff, it adds up.
That's cool.
But it is
actually.
crazy to think of how all this stuff is built. Not all, but a lot of that stuff is built up from that.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty intense.
I see.
I thought that's super interesting as well.
But this was my first time going to Singapore, and it was extremely epic and awesome. But I probably won't go back because I feel like I've done everything
Yeah, I was
in
talking,
like the 7 days.
Yeah, we had volleyball, but I didn't want to ask you about Singapore. I was like, save it for the podcast. But you were like, I did everything. Like, if there was like mission complete, Singapore is done. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, because we just had like 7 days of pure traveling, and Peter's been there like heaps as well.
Yeah,
right?
I've been there 5 times.
Yeah, wow. But then you also went there for frisbee, so I feel like
I was
with
going there
each
for
time-
frisbee every time, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was just like what to do today, like something different each time.
No, we had lots of fun. The first night we got in, coming off the 3 a.m. flight, but we accidentally booked our hotel one night in advance. So we like got in, had a sleep, because they were like, "Oh, you guys didn't check in last night," and we were like, "Oh, didn't know we had the room last
Oh,
night."
wow.
So we actually got a nice little sleep, and then deciding to go clubbing later that night.
Straight
which
away.
was- yeah.
Well, after
straight
arriving at
into
3
it.
a.m.
Yeah, and then having a sleep.
Like, what time did you go to the club?
No, that night.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, so you had a day. Yeah,
Gets
okay.
in 3 a.m., pats the bag, straight to the club.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
Outfit.
what kind of
Sorry.
beast are you?
Yeah, go late there.
No, we had like a day of exploring, and then we went out to the club.
Dope.
It was fucking hectic. That club cost $50 to get in.
Ooh, isn't
Just to
everything
get in.
expensive there?
Yeah, it's kind of a very.
I don't think so.
rich-
No, I heard
No,
like
but
even
they
having
have-
a car is like you are freaking balling out of your mind.
It's not that everything's expensive. There's lots of cheap meals and that, and you can live very cheaply, but a lot of rich people live there. So it also caters to the
I
rich. Like
see.
there's a whole street of like Louis Vuitton and Prada and like designer brands. But then on the other side of this street, it's like markets and very cheap stuff.
Oh,
Like,
it's
yeah,
like-
the food
okay.
there is so much cheaper than here.
But like a lot of rich people live there as well. So we went out clubbing and it was $50 to get in, and you had to do a rat test. Like outside on the street, they had a little pop-up stall.
Oh, because they're very
to do a
clean,
COVID
right?
test.
Even with COVID.
And that cost $20.
oh, yeah, I got to
So
pay
it
for
was
that?
like $70 before we even got into the club.
That's not worth it.
And I'll be honest, fellas, I was not really thinking it was worth it at all.
Yeah.
Maddie really wanted to go in, and I was like, we can say we've been clubbing in Singapore.
Yeah, while you're there,
we'll
you
do
gotta-
it
yeah.
like this one night. And then we got in. Turns out the DJ didn't even come on till like midnight. And there was like good music playing, but no one there was dancing until midnight. They were like, let's wait for the DJ.
Oh, weird.
Then we were like standing around, like we made a few friends.
For how long? Like, what time did
We
you
got
get
there
there?
at like 10. And then like it wasn't even going off till so late.
That's crazy. Because in Australia, like, you'll get there and people are dancing no matter what time.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, if you get there at opening time at 9, it's pretty
Okay.
goddamn awkward.
Yeah, have you
Yeah,
ever
true.
got to a club at opening time? That stuff's grim.
So bad.
It's pretty grim.
No,
But
what
it
is that
starts to
like?
warm up before midnight for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And so Maddie's very like social. So she was making friends with a few people that like lived in Singapore, and like I was sort of there talking as well, but she was definitely more of the social butterfly. And I had the thought process of like, well, let's just get really drunk.
Smart.
Do you ever have any other thought processes, or is that the
Not when
default?
I'm standing in a club where no one's dancing in Singapore
Yeah,
trying to
I
make
can see
friends.
that.
Yeah, that's never my thought process, but it would be then.
And then they made these drinks so strong, so I was just like downing a bunch of drinks. And then because I'd had my contact lenses in all day, my eyes really started to get dry and hurt. And I was just having a real bad time. And I was really
man.
drunk at this point. And then I eventually was just like, nah, this is too shit. I'll go home separate to Maddie, because she was like, no, it's fine. Like, this place is pretty safe. Ended up getting an Uber back to the Ritz-Carlton instead of the Carlton Hotel.
What a first
The
day.
wrong hotel.
Oh my god.
Classic, Zack.
Was it like really
Yeah.
far away as well? Or
It was like reasonably close, but I'm just imagining the second Uber that got me, and it's like picks me up from the Ritz-Carlton destination Carlton
know.
Hotel.
Yeah, they knew.
He's
you-
like,
you
this
fucked up.
one again. And I got back at like the same time as Maddie, but it took me like an extra 45 minutes.
And you're just like,
Oh
like not having a good time. Paid
Yeah.
$70. That's so. And she got in for free, right?
To the club?
Yeah.
No, she
Oh, I
had to
thought
pay
you
as
said. I
well.
thought she said she did.
It's how weird. I think girls get something cheaper, but also girls can get in when they're 18 and guys not until they're 21.
That's so
It's
weird.
a
What?
stupid rule.
I rate that rule. I'm about that rule.
But I guess it's like you don't have any.
no, I'm big on that.
Oh, like the friend group, everyone turns 18, 19. Let's go out. Only, and then all the guys are like, oh, okay, see ya. Like,
It's a
Brilliant.
So
little
strange.
like, weird because it's older guys, but also like the 18 to 21 guys, you can probably skip them at a
That's
club.
what I'm saying.
They don't
Forget
add
about
to
who.
the-
They have not added an experience and made it better for
no,
anyone.
but people in a group go to a club together.
It's like your school friend
Like
group.
friends.
It's probably
I don't
because
care.
the
Or like
Singapore
partners.
The army
Singapore
thing.
guys go to the army. It's like mandatory army
Oh.
training.
I think they have
okay.
2 years of it as well, so that does kind of fill out that time pretty well.
Oh, so it'd only be like tourists, I guess. I see.
I'll back it. I'm all for it. Keep going.
You're
Keep going. What?
The story. I'm loving it.
Oh, that was kind of it. Well, getting the wrong Uber and then getting the Uber back to
Yeah,
the
that's
hotel.
so
You're a bit of a
grim.
Getting
fiend at
there
doing
like
that.
this. I've done that a few times. I think I've talked about.
You do
them
some
before on the
questionable
podcast.
things when you're drunk, but I don't think even like you could explain what the thought process was.
Oh, like when we got back and
Yeah.
our housemate Nick Snuffles was having his birthday party. Got really drunk there as well, actually. Believe it or not,
Just on
guys.
the weekend.
Shocker.
Shocking.
Yeah, and Nick had his sister and her boyfriend staying upstairs in this very room, this podcast room. We had set it up as a bit of a guest stay. And I decided it would be...
Well, you decided it was bedtime and you were sick of partying,
I
right?
think firstly, I didn't decide this at all. Drunk Zack had the brilliant idea that, I was done partying. I was too drunk. I went to our bed.
What time is this roughly?
I think like 11:30.
It wasn't too early.
And then I went to my bed. And then Maddie was like, no, Zach, get up, keep partying. I was like, okay. And then I decided to go to bed again, this time upstairs in Snuffles' sister's temporary guest bed without my clothes on.
That is crazy considering, it's your house. You would think your muscle memory is pretty good by this point.
Okay, here's my theory. I've just been staying on the 20th floor of a hotel for a week. First time back home here sleeping, I'm thinking, go upstairs to the room, sleep there, and it won't be my own bed.
I'm just imagining Zack goes up to the light switch and he's like, oh no, the elevator's not working. Gotta go up the stairs.
Standing outside a bathroom, just mashing a wall.
Boom, boom, stumbles up.
And then...
I was part of the rescuing party who put him in his own bed.
No one else was in the bed at the time, right?
No.
No.
Okay. He didn't climb in bed with Nick's sister,
Look,
no.
I just had to clarify.
We've got a
important
video of
clarification.
it, actually.
Oh, dope. Put that one on
that was-
Twitter.
That was not one of my finer moments, actually.
It wasn't your worst, though. I think it was okay.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to hear more stories from Singapore?
I wanna hear as
I'm
many as we got.
very
Have you-
interested. I've never been to Singapore.
It's very, very interesting because, it's it's like dummies first Southeast Asia, you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
it's very westernized and English is the language of the country.
Oh,
and
really?
it's
Okay.
like it's very welcoming to Western people, but it's still also very Asian, obviously being part of Asia.
Yeah.
And so it's very, not scary. If you're going on one of these places, if you were going to Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, it's gonna be fantastic, but it's a bit more of
The
a
language barrier.
yeah, it's a bit harder.
I definitely recommend it if you're I
I
guess,
think it's the most
nervous, but-
touristy place I've been. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's very easy to go to with as
and
being a Western
and
person.
we did a lot of that
Is there a lot of
touristy
stuff to
as
do?
well.
They've
Yeah,
got
there's
activities.
There's this island, Sentosa Island, that has that's pretty much the tourist island.
Yeah.
Well,
It's got
island separate to Singapore.
yeah, you
It's a
get
man-made island. It's insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my god!
It's got sandy beaches. There's not many sandy beaches in Singapore. They've made this out of nothing.
25% of Singapore's land is man-made. They just
Really?
They dump a whole heap of sand into the ocean, build more land.
That seems illegal. But
Wait,
I don't
don't
know
you
who
need
would
to-
tell
They're
them.
coming up on the legal limit of how much they can expand.
Oh, so you're allowed to expand a little bit.
Yeah,
Is it
I did a bus
percentage
tour.
based? Because Australia could get pretty big.
I think we're big enough.
We could connect to
What is
we're,
it?
we're 99%
25%
empty
Indonesia?
space.
We could connect up to
If
other
we
places.
got a really big helicopter and put Uluru in the ocean, that's a holiday destination.
Imagine how many
Yeah.
skips you could get if you spun it fast enough.
Wow.
Anyway,
Like a big
Uluru.
rock.
Uluru, yeah, big rock.
Fling Uluru. Wait, but how do you make? Do they say how they make the place? Because sand, right? We're not on sand. There's dirt as well.
They dump sand in the ocean, then probably put.
They
dirt on
erode over
top.
time. They're not sustainable.
Oh, they never.
It's like
stop.
those ones in Dubai that look real fancy.
No.
There's the ones that look like palm trees. There's
I
ones that
haven't
look like the world. They've made these man-made islands that look like a globe from above.
Oh, that's sick.
And I'll be like, I live on freaking France in Dubai,
Yeah. Okay.
Except that they're starting to sink and erode away, and they
Oh,
just are
God.
they're not sustainable. I don't think.
I see.
Yeah, so
Anyways,
so this man-made island Sentosa, we got the cable cars over to there. That's got a whole bunch of stuff. It's got Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which by the way didn't go. Fucking waste of time.
Oh, was it bad?
No, I didn't go.
Oh.
Who wants to go to a wax museum?
what do you see? People, but they're not
Yeah,
there.
it's like a wax model of Taylor Swift, and you take a photo, and you're like, "Look at me, I'm next to fake
that
Taylor
sucks.
Swift."
I'm not
They have a
about
whole
that.
bunch of celebrities
I
and
think it's the
politicians.
people that love celebrities. That makes
Oh,
sense,
for
right?
me, it was just me and Maddie were both walked past it a bunch of times, and we're both skip it every
yeah,
time.
I wouldn't.
I
do
find
that.
them a bit freaky wax figures.
They did have a Vin Diesel one somewhere else advertising the museum, and I was like, that is very accurate, but I still don't really care.
No, it's too scary. I just feel like they're alive secretly or something.
I just think the best prank has got to be a celebrity actually in those museums and going
Oh,
bam.
yeah.
I think I've
exactly.
seen that before. I think they've
I've
done
seen
that
before.
That's
for
funny.
Sure.
That's the only reason those museums should exist. Anyway,
For pranks.
that was briefly just me shitting on this museum. And then they have the aquarium, pretty cool.
Oh,
Jackson
the
would have
best.
loved it.
I've been there. It's the best.
Is it better than?
It's
is it better
literally
than
the
our
best.
aquarium?
Oh, by a lot.
Aqua
Yeah.
is one of the worst aquariums I've been to easily.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
the worst. I've
Aqua,
been
by the
to.
way, is the aquarium of Western
Oh,
Australia, and we have some of the best sea life in the world by a lot.
Yeah.
Aquarium needs a little work.
It's just boring.
Yeah, it's not the best.
What else
I've
do
been
they
there.
have? They have the
That's
Wait,
where
wait.
Universal Studios
Water
is.
park? Yeah, we
that's
went to
where
Universal
Adventure
Studios.
Cove is.
What made
Legoland?
No, didn't go to Legoland. But
Oh.
okay, Universal Studios
It's so good.
had their their Minion Land parade on.
I saw your
I posted
photos.
on Instagram. There's like 8 different photos of me with different minions.
I just assumed you went to Minion World or something.
No, we got the Groovy Summer Package, which
Whoa.
because we couldn't find
Great
out
name.
how to buy other tickets.
Yeah.
It was like $30 extra, but then you got like a free $10 Minion popcorn, $20 to spend on Minion retail, $20 to spend on other retail, which I got a Shrek mug.
Ooh,
Brilliant.
Pretty
very
damn
What'd you
nice.
spend? What Minion paraphernalia did you get?
We didn't end up using.
You didn't
that
use
one.
it?
I think it was like $5 of Minion stuff, $15 minimum spend.
Oh.
But we
Yeah,
got
okay.
free $10 to spend on food each. Got a Minion slushie, which was like a blue and yellow food dye slushie.
So you're like drinking a minion. Is that
Kind
the
of.
idea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's
a minion
crazy.
out of a blender.
It turned my shit radioactive green
Oh, dude, that happened to my sister once.
from a Minion slushie.
No, from something else.
What
I
the
was like,
fuck?
well, it's like so much blue and yellow food dye. I was literally like, Maddie, I think I've got a bacterial infection.
Like
Again.
glowing.
Maddie, come look at this shit, literally.
Thought I had like food poisoning again. Yeah, Maddie did see the photos because I was a bit.
Of the shit?
She begged me to see the photo. Anyway,
True love.
Probably because she's concerned, not like a king.
no, it was more of like a, ooh, what did it look like?
Okay.
Oh no. Hey Zach, at what point is liking minions like going from ironic to real here? Because I'm afraid for you.
That was all that was at Universal.
Yeah, that's what they all
But
say.
there's Shrekland.
Oh yeah, there was like all these
and there's
parades.
roller coasters.
They themed all the stuff in the main area. Like we did all the other
Oh,
stuff. But
okay,
it was just they
right.
were having their like, it's called the Groovy Summer of Minions, and they had all those parades and stuff.
Fair
What's
enough.
wrong with the minions? I haven't watched it.
It's like a, I don't know. Karens really like it, and it's kind of scary.
I'm getting the vibe of I hate popular things.
Oh, shut the fuck up. So you're saying you love minions?
I mean, that seemed cool.
Don't you think it's super funny when they say banana for the 8,000th time?
I haven't seen it. Maybe I'd hate it.
Okay,
if I
maybe,
watched
maybe
it.
check out a few minion memes, then we can report back.
Yeah,
I
makes
found the
sense.
Minion movie to be completely unoffensive without being good. I think it's just the amount that it gets pushed is like what people
Ah,
don't
I
like.
see,
about it,
I
I
see.
guess.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not like actual movie itself. Despicable Me goes hard.
Yeah, it's such a good
Oh,
movie.
it's like the
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the
Well,
spam.
popular
something-
thing equals good. Take that.
Well, I think Minions 2 Rise of Gru comes out this summer.
That's why I was
Which is
Rise of
why
Gru.
there's a
Yeah.
groovy summer.
Oh, that's a pun.
They actually spelt it OO though, so you don't have to
Idiots.
A little disappointed in that one.
Yeah.
What else is it? Do they have like? I've heard of Harry Potter Land.
Nah, they
No.
they had
I don't think that's there.
Shrekland, Jurassic Park Land,
Ooh.
Transformer Land, and Madagascar Land was closed.
Oh.
Like they were building it, so I was quite upset about
Why are you
that.
laughing?
Oh, it's just so funny. They had Jurassic Park.
I was like the term Madagascar land is so fucking funny.
and then it's closed.
It's just like, damn, wish there was some other kind of land mass called Madagascar I could go to.
Where actually is Singapore, by the way?
It's like off the bottom of Malaysia.
Yeah, because Legoland's in Malaysia,
Is that
and we
up?
didn't go
Oh.
there.
Up. Yeah.
It's very close to the equator.
Sorry, he meant just
Oh.
which direction from
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
Up.
Up, yeah,
Yeah.
head that way, straight up into the sky, you'll hit it eventually.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
Technically,
near the equator.
everything's up except for like Antarctica
No, it could have been
Nothing's
left.
up.
It could've-
Space is up.
from
Could've-
Australia.
You mean north?
No,
Yeah,
it could
north.
have been left or right.
No.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It could have.
Why did you try to hurt me, Jordan?
I think
That's
he
right.
means east or west.
No, he means left or right. He said what he means.
Oh, I hate it when Google Maps you get in. It's like head north.
Oh yeah, no idea.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Anyway,
know that?
It does it when you first
Some-
get in though, and you're not going in any
Yeah.
direction.
But what are they supposed to say?
Exactly.
Nothing
So-
really. I would just say start driving and we'll see what happens, mate.
Yeah, and it's
Something
got to
like that.
tell you like left or right based on where the car's
Do you
pointing.
guys not have a sense of direction?
Not with like north and east.
Because I can tell you like that way is west. Like right
No,
now.
I wouldn't know that.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh, I don't know where
believed
we
him.
are.
Fucking shout out to all our audio listeners. That way is west. They're like,
Oh,
guess
wow.
I'll take his word for
Audio
it.
listeners, I am pointing west.
I think at home I'd know because I know which way the ocean is.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
the
mean?
thing.
I
Like-
suppose you lived here.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you imagine like how the roads orientate out of the way of this stuff, can you build a picture in your head and point towards the ocean?
Yeah, probably.
But if I went to, let's say I went to Jordan's house and we're sitting in a room like this and he
Oh,
said, which
yeah.
way is north, I would have no idea.
You need to have your bearings.
Yeah.
definitely.
So somewhere in the middle, I guess. But no, I don't like when they say north either. It's annoying.
Yeah.
If I'm in the
annoys
middle of
me.
nowhere and then Google Maps hits me with that one, I might not know what the
Yeah.
hell they're talking about.
But I'd like to be out. That'd be a cool thing to just be like, well, I'll go over there. It's north. You know what I mean?
What was the coolest thing in Singapore that you went to?
We did this experience where you eat in the Ferris wheel. That was really nice.
Eat
Oh,
like-
like
We had
dinner or
a-
something like
yeah,
full
you
on?
have a fancy dinner.
Oh,
in
that's
the
a
Ferris
Is it really
great
slow?
idea.
Yeah, it takes
I
like
hope so.
Plates flying. Trying to pour a glass of champagne, liquid's coming out the
I
wrong
was
end.
picturing it going really fast. It's like, it sounds like I'd get motion sickness.
it's a very sturdy Ferris wheel, so
Yeah.
like the carriages don't rock or anything.
Yeah.
I've never actually been in a Ferris wheel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've already
There's
done it
one
once,
in
actually.
Perth, in Freo.
Yeah, there is. But it's like,
Yeah, that one
you
sucks.
see it and you're like, is that good? I don't know. You
So
just-
go on it once.
I kind of think that about Ferris wheels. Like, what are
Have
we
you been
looking
on
at?
one?
Yeah, I was kind of. Well, I think it was the one in Fremantle, but it's a bit like, what are we looking at here, guys?
yeah, should I do it?
No.
Okay.
I've been on the London
Okay.
Eye, and that's an experience because like you're
Oh,
in a place you
wow.
don't know and you can see from quite high up, and that one's pretty big.
I also don't like heights, so that might be contributing.
It
to
would be
that.
cool if it's going up high enough where you can now see a lot. I feel like
Yeah.
the Perth one is not that.
No.
The Singapore one's good.
Okay.
And then I expected the meals to be really bad. It's like
'Cause it's
you're
like a
in,
gimmick
you're in the
place?
capsule now. You eat whatever courses we give you. Like,
It's like the royal show.
they brought in dog shit on a plate. I'm like, oh, I've already
No,
paid
no,
for
no,
it.
no, no, you wouldn't.
You
You absolutely would.
okay, dog shit.
I think it's dog shit again. Oh well.
He
here we
finishes
go.
it off and he's like, "Oh, that was so bad, but I'm still a little hungry. Can I have seconds, please? Because I'm in the pod." So
Why is
else?
mine green?
But it was actually like really good. One of the best. I've not had many fancy dinners, but it was probably like one of the best that I've had. And then it's because it does 2 rotations over the dinner.
Yeah.
And then like halfway,
How long's that roughly?
30 minutes each.
Okay,
So
yep.
the whole thing's like
got
an
an
hour,
hour?
so
Yep.
it's not that long.
Very nice.
But they give you like your appetizer and your entree. And then halfway through, they like take all the dishes out, and the chefs walk in with like the new meals, and
That's
they swap
funny.
it all over.
Oh, is it all done when you're at the bottom?
It doesn't stop moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got.
It's like as it keeps going.
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
like,
that would be like overcooked in real life.
Yeah.
Like the Ferris wheel's coming, you're like, I haven't finished yet.
that actually sounds like a level of
They're
overcooked
gonna
that would
run
be
in.
so good.
Oh, that's sick.
oh, yeah,
really
like,
funny.
Not finishing it. Yeah, I didn't think of that. They
That-
just had it all prepared, brought it in. It was really, really good.
Well, they're getting 3 stars on that level, aren't they?
Very nice.
That's pretty fancy.
Did you do like hawker market food at any point, or did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like? Because when I went, that's all I had because I was poor and I was also with locals who could show me what to do. But then when my mum went, she like never did that and didn't trust it or anything. And I was like, "Oh, mum."
Nah, that is like the number 1 food we ate.
Okay,
Cause
good.
Like, because it is so touristy, but then one of the most, I feel like it's more authentic. They have all these hawker centers, which I didn't know what it meant, but it's kind of like a food court.
Yeah.
And they have all like more authentic food, and you just like go. They have a bunch of
Like
different
street food.
It's
style.
literally just what the locals eat.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just
And it's like pretty cheap or whatever.
so
it's
cheap.
very cheap.
Because that's the thing. I don't know how many. Because there's hawkers markets in Perth and stuff. But if you go there, it's actually not cheap at
Oh,
all.
no.
It's like you pay $14 and you get this tiny bit of food that isn't even like one standard meal in,
Yeah.
in Perth.
Standard meal.
Yeah, no, our things are more like a novelty thing where that's
Yeah.
actually like a way to eat.
Because sometimes like there'll be some sort of market set up somewhere in Perth and Holly and I will go and then it's like, oh, should we get the food from like the food trucks or whatever where they make it? It's like, oh, the Zambrera's is just there. We'll pay $12 and get like a full-on meal or something.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scam, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's good.
We ate a lot of hawker centers.
Oh, do you go to the food trucks as you're outing and then go, oh, we'll just have Zambreros instead?
No. So it's just like market stalls with
Yeah.
like a bunch, like people sell candles
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And there also is food trucks
Oh,
there.
okay. And you go, nah, we'll go for Zambreros.
I wouldn't
You
put it
know-
past Jordan though.
I said,
Yeah.
you don't want something different.
Well, we've had it a few times, then we're like, well, then you're just hungry
Okay.
after,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it's expensive, and
Fair
then
enough.
it's just like, come on.
Jordan's the man who I saw at a brewery and I said, hey, do you want to have dinner together? He said, no, I walked into Chicken Treat after.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It is
Like-
true. Yeah, we saw each other.
That was
Have we-
on a holiday.
I think we saw this.
Yeah,
on
we randomly run into him on a holiday in a different town.
I remember
down
this a
south.
little
Yeah,
bit.
Margaret
I was
River.
with Holly,
Yeah.
Peter's with Sophie.
And so we're going to go have a meal and Jordan thinks instead of socializing with my friends I've run into, he goes, I can't afford this. I'm walking the Chicken
we were
Treat.
going to Chicken Treat.
We all know he can afford it too.
We already
Look at
had
these
a plan.
daily
I
fucking
know.
It might have been a
uploads.
different time. Wasn't
No, it was a few months ago.
Yeah, wait, different time.
It was in January, the revenue wasn't looking too flash.
Jordan's like
We were just wanted to go to
frugal by
Chicken Tree.
choice, just wants chicken tree.
Why didn't? Oh, Jordan.
I'm not a food guy.
Jackson's so
That's
disappointed.
agitated. me
While
for
the
some reason.
focus is on making fun of Jordan, should we break it up a bit and get the question of the week?
Guys, we don't make fun of Jordan in this segment. We validate his questions.
We make fun with him.
No, we learn with him.
Yeah, it's
Why
like
are you gonna be
laugh-
making fun?
Laugh with, not at.
I think that a lot of these questions lately have actually been really good.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
kind of lost its comedic appeal because
I've realized I will from now on, but I haven't been like, because usually, let's say I think of something, maybe it's a bit silly every now and then, but I can just Google it straight away. So next week, I'll make sure not to Google something I think of, but I've been trying to think of non-Googleable things, and I was, I was just thinking.
How the hell are we going to know if Google doesn't know?
Exactly. So it's been a bit of a weird segment lately.
It's been a hard week.
But I was thinking about learning a new language.
Yep.
And I was just wondering why babies are so good at it, and if you guys have any recommendations on maybe how I could implement what they do into my life to learn,
Ooh.
say, Japanese or something. I thought,
So you-
I think the best.
You want to wear a diaper, shit yourself all the time, fucking cry.
You're gonna learn those ohio gozaimasu quick, so don't worry about that.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Oh, you will soon, mate.
Because I don't know, there's something about that. Like learning a new language is probably pretty boring if you do it properly.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I don't know if it's boring necessarily. If you're enjoying learning, it's not. I wouldn't imagine.
Enjoying learning could not be me.
Why?
I think it's like unlocking a new part of a map.
You wanna
Does that make
increase
sense?
the Jordan mind map.
No. Like, say you have a game and it's like, oh, we've got this island. And then it's like, you look on the map and there's clouds covering the part.
All right, you want to hit that
way?
waypoint.
Yeah. And then it's like, and the clouds disappear.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's another island here.
Climb to the top of the tower.
I feel like learning a new language is like doing that. Because you're like, whoa, I didn't even know any of this.
Is it? Haven't you just described learning?
Yeah, kind of.
No. I'm like saying, let's say Japan, for example, and it's like, I don't know too much about Japan. But if I learn a language, suddenly, now I know all
Oh,
about.
you're saying like the knowledge is locked behind the language.
Yeah, and like shows and
Right,
like listening
okay.
to people. Like, who knows, maybe there's this, my favorite athlete is Japanese. I just can't hear him.
I definitely know what you mean. Like, there is not direct translations for everything, right?
Yeah.
And there are phrases that only make sense in certain languages. And like when you get like translation of things, sometimes things come out a bit funny.
Yeah, especially like Asian proverbs and stuff like that don't really translate as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm on board with this.
What was
Um,
the actual question?
What?
How can he learn it? How can he learn it like a child?
Like, is it better to just go around and then for the week I just point at things and then I'm like, lampy or whatever.
That's not it.
In a different.
I think we can beat that idea, guys. Let's have a look.
All right.
Wait, first of all, is there any particular language you're most interested in learning?
Any recommendations?
Surely it's got to be like something that's very broad, like Chinese is very.
I was
I
thinking
think
that 'cause if they
Spanish
take over,
too.
Spanish is good.
Spanish is a good one.
I was thinking that's the most
If
likely.
they take over.
Yeah, right. That's the most likely
You're gonna have to learn
scenario.
Chinese. Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yeah.
There's multiple different Chinese.
Yeah,
languages.
Mandarin,
I
not
think,
Cantonese.
Is Cantonese one of them?
Yeah, Mandarin is the more common one, I think.
I would, if I was you, I would pick the most common language in the world, or one that you think you're going to find the most enjoyment in.
See, Japan is classic.
Yeah,
There's one of the hardest for English speakers to learn though.
I
as
learned.
What
I-
is?
I learned Japanese. In
Japanese.
school.
No, Japanese is way easier than a lot of other ones.
I don't
but
think
it's
it
like,
is.
Which one?
It's backwards.
No,
They
Japanese
say,
is
like,
actually
their nouns and
rated very
adjectives
hard.
and, like,
Mandarin is.
Mandarin, I think, is
back
the
to
hardest.
front.
I think Japanese is like third.
Oh,
or
but I
something.
mean, like,
Oh god, they're the two I want to look at.
But like
Number one
French
and
and
number
that is
three.
easy because they're all derived
yeah,
from the same
Oh,
shit.
that's so
going
boring,
to
man.
a Western, not Western. What's the word? Like
European?
European language is going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, I see.
I've heard German is one of the easiest for
Yeah, that's what
English
I learned
speakers.
at primary school and high school. Actually, it's
Okay.
It's like, yeah, to say I am Jordan, you say Ich bin Jordan. I have a dog. Ich habe ein Hund. It's just like very.
Wow, sounds like you're going to Germany.
I'm kind of crazy actually, but
So how can you be more like a baby? I
well,
think it's I'll
It's
take this
part of
one.
your brain.
Why are babies
Here we
so
go.
good
Here
at
comes
learning?
neuroscience, man.
yeah, it's all about neuroplasticity. Your brain is like
Absorbing more.
so it's too
information.
late.
it's no, it's
Yes.
like different parts of your brain, especially during development, like literally get like hardwired to do like different things. And it's like your brain is way more neuroplastic.
So
Great word.
it's okay.
Yep.
I'm probably not going to do this, but if I talked way less and then come back to it later, but with Japanese,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because like you're saying babies learn it, right? We just start you off at a clean slate.
Yeah,
We ban you from speaking English.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
If you want to do it, you move to Japan or move to wherever you're going to go, and you'll have to figure it out. Otherwise, you will die.
That is true. I actually had one of my best friends, actually, he moved, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but he came to Australia from France and he didn't speak any English. At this point, he's not my friend, but he's just popped up in my classroom.
He's not your friend. He's hee-haw baguette man.
In grade 4, and he's just sitting in the class, and the teacher's like, "Oh, hey, where are you from?" And he's just like looking at the teacher, and he doesn't know any English whatsoever.
But you learn it quick.
And then he's just like, honestly, that day, I think he just started crying because he's very overwhelmed. Obviously, the teacher just gave him like a dictionary and hoped for the best. Because imagine it. What would you do in that situation?
That's such a funny response from the teacher. Oh, fucking, I don't know, mate. Here,
It was a French to English dictionary.
Yeah,
if that
I
helps.
figured it out. He started crying to be more like a baby.
And then he got handed. I couldn't actually describe dictionary French to English, but if you cry,
you get what you want.
Yeah, smart.
and then he ended up.
Crying.
Did he have an adult nappy
He
on?
ended up in like English extension in 3 years.
Yeah, that's what
Ended
I mean.
up getting 77% on a test.
Yeah, you will figure it out if you go somewhere. You just have to figure it out.
But I don't want to go there, so maybe I want to bring it to me.
Well, then I think the best thing to do is surround yourself with people that speak that language.
I see.
Only watch movies in Japanese.
Do you guys know any other languages?
I mean, I learnt Japanese in school, but I don't really know much.
I don't.
I'm not a language person either. It's never something I had interest in learning. It's
Do you reckon
hard.
you would? Or it's
Nah.
not worth the effort?
It's too late for me now.
It's true. Apparently, if you start learning before you're
25-year-old says.
no, it's true.
It's true.
If you start learning before you're 10, you can reach the proficiency of a native speaker. But then after that, you'll always be a little bit shonky unless you like
Really?
train. Like you can learn a language, but then you have to train all the enunciations and stuff where you never just learn it naturally. Like I'm sure if you put enough hours into it, you could get to that level. But like if you learn it before you're 10, like this guy, you said year 4,
Yeah.
where
so
you're like
it's
8 or 9.
like 10, yeah.
Like that was the last couple of years where you can become, native sounding.
I see.
I think you could. I could learn enough to I don't know, go to
by.
Japan and get by or something like that. But it's like I don't think I could ever become proficient without really dedicating a lot of time to
I
it.
see. So
What
maybe
inspired this?
I don't know actually.
I've had this thought before. It's like, oh, it'd be really cool to learn another language.
It's just
And then
like
you're
the-
like, holy shit, it's going to take me
You look at how
10
many-
years.
Yeah, like how many hours?
I'm super jealous of people who are like bilingual.
I think it's
Just from
the
being at home.
unlocking
It's
more of
epic.
the world sounds very exciting. To
I don't
me.
know. I'm never going to consume all of the media in English in my life. So I'm not even worried about that.
True. I'm also that's where I would want to go on holiday most, Japan. So I guess that would be handy.
Mm-hmm.
Being
It'd be
talking.
handy, but also not necessary.
It's trained for 2 years, so like the 1 week you're over there, it's like a bit more handy. Maybe I'll start this week. I'll get back to you next week.
Oh yeah, gonna download Duolingo.
I think you just listen to conversations and they translate them in English. There's like audiobooks you can get.
Ooh, okay.
That's my advice.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think when I went to Japan with my family, I somehow wound up being the one person that knew a little bit about Japanese. So I was like the family translator,
Oh,
which we
wow.
didn't need very often.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was this one part where we went to a bit more of a remote place, and we did like we were sitting down and having tea, and maybe we ate food as well. But it was like in one of those places with the cushions on the floor,
Yeah.
and I remember they didn't speak like any English, and I was actually like, I had to get us out there like in the Uber with my very little Japanese, and I felt like I learned so much in that 1 week.
100%.
wow.
It like all comes back to me slowly, like reading signs of that. I'm like, oh, I do remember that, and then it just gets flushed out again when I got home.
That's
So-
crazy.
That's the surrounding yourself thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess
If
so.
you just got a bunch of Japanese friends and sat in the room, you'd eventually pick up.
Oh, because your brain will be like, well, we have to learn it now.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Sophie
True.
lived in Japan for a while,
Yeah.
and like she basically got to the point where she could speak it, and now after being back in Australia for a few years, she's basically forgot it all again.
That's like high school, right?
It's
As soon as
so
you leave
grim.
High school, you're like, I don't know what's maths under the curve. I don't know anything about that anymore.
It's crazy
For
how you
high
can
school.
forget things so much,
Yeah.
right?
The brain's pretty smart, I guess. It's like, why do we have this?
Yeah.
Chuck it out.
You ain't go to Japan. I see in your bank account.
Oh my god! Speaking of bank accounts, I forgot to talk about this last week. I think I got scammed. Have you guys been scammed? No, I got scammed.
No.
And thinking about it, it's the most dumb scam ever. But it was like,
Was it a phone call that was like scary?
no, it was not. It was not that. It was on Amazon, actually. At first,
Okay.
so it caught me off guard, I guess, because I didn't even realize you could get scammed on Amazon. I thought they were kind of all official sellers, but I guess not. It's not like that. Because like on eBay, if I go to buy something on eBay, I'm like, oh, what's the rating, suss these people out. And so I went on Amazon, and it was to get a another microphone, and it was just after I'd been sick for like with my flu kind of symptoms for like 5 days. So I guess I was in a vulnerable state. I'd been sleeping for days. I woke up, I got scammed immediately. It was like Amazon, and then they messaged me and they were like, oh, the delivery couldn't come through. And then they were like, sent me this PDF file, and then I opened it, and it was like, send money to this bank account and we could send it straight to you.
There's no way you did this. Come on, Jordan.
I didn't realize Amazon could scam me.
How much money?
It's like $300 or
Oh, dickhead.
something. I sent it, and then Holly was like, because we have a shared account for like because we have a house
Like
now.
bills
It's like
and
the
all that.
offset
Amazon,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And then it pops up on Holly's phone. I just sent $300 to this random account. Because they said, oh, we refunded you your previous purchase. And then I had tried to have a look. I just typed in like 300 on my bank account. And I was like, oh, I can't see that I've spent 300 before. They must have refunded it. Turns out it was there. I just didn't see it. And then Holly's like, what did you just do? Like immediately. And I was like, oh, no, I swear. And then I go and click on their profile. It has a 3% rating out of 100 and hundreds of people just saying it's a scam. And I was like, oh, man.
Dude, you're so frugal. You eat a chicken treat on your vacation and then you give away $300.
I reckon we should all just send
the
PDFs to
fucking
Jordan.
scam.
Send $300 now to my account.
That was right before he turned you down for the dinner. Yeah. He was like, your bank account's a bit dry, actually.
I couldn't believe it. I got the money back, though, from Amazon, I think. Cause
They shouldn't give you your money back.
They shouldn't have. No.
They need like a "you're too stupid"
Yeah.
policy.
Survival of the fittest.
I can't believe
I got a
fell
scary
for
story
it.
that'll make you sound a little bit better.
Yeah, okay.
My friend has a job and he gets an email from his boss that says, please go and buy $500 worth of iTunes gift card and bring the receipt to me and I'll refund you. He goes, brilliant. So he goes out, buys the iTunes gift card.
Wait, can we just...
The iTunes gift card's such a classic.
He's an engineer or something to this effect.
I was thinking, what job
Damn.
would require $500
Well, this
of
is the
iTunes
question
gift?
I asked him.
Maybe a radio show.
True.
They're giving him away.
No, it's nothing where you need an iTunes
So it was
voucher.
actually from the account, though.
Yeah, well, that's what it said. It's one of those, like a phishing scam. It's like,
Oh, so it wasn't like... Because, you know on Facebook, and it's like you get hacked and then they make you send a message.
No. It was one of those emails that just looks like it's the boss or
Oh.
something. Anyway, so then you could picture the boss's face when he plonks down this $500 receipt for iTunes gift cards and goes, just want my refund, please. And the boss is like, don't really know what you're talking about.
That's crazy.
Anyway, he felt pretty
But
stupid.
is it really a scam if he kept the $500 of iTunes?
I think he managed to get out of it. I don't
Well,
know
you
what
could,
happened.
if you didn't actually send an email of them through, right?
And I think there was an email
Get
after saying
refunded?
send through the codes, and he was like, "Oh, been done."
God, I can see why it's so. I mean, look, not defending them, but to play devil advocate.
Yeah.
If people are stupid enough to do that and they have $500 and that's like a month's salary for you
Yeah.
in your country, fucking, I'd go for that
Oh,
shit.
yeah, why not?
Like, dude, if you're making $1 a day doing a manual labor job and you have the potential to scam this stupid Westerner for 500,
Yeah, go for it.
Who can blame them?
Poppard one, the stupid Westerner.
Who's stupider? Which story?
The gift cards is too much of a classic.
I don't know. Jordan's is pretty bad. The PDF.
Yeah, the
with
PDF. I
It's
thought
pretty-
mine
yeah.
was worse, but then yours is pretty crazy.
I just didn't even... so, yeah. Now you guys know. Amazon, check the reviews on that.
But I would once
I
you
thought it was
paid,
official.
you'd never repay. I'd never do that.
They said they refunded me, Jackson.
as long
All
as I
right,
said
Captain
it.
Hindsight. I mean,
Yeah,
easier to
guess that's
say.
True. I guess that's true.
Have you ever been scammed, Zach?
Yeah, sort of. I think this is why my
vending
Spotify
machine.
account used to always add random songs to my liked songs. And it was the weirdest fucking shit. Someone got my main password, which was really annoying because it was like the classic that you use for every account.
Yeah,
And
security tip, don't do this.
Yeah, but I did. And we'll just tell the story about it. I got an email from Zara saying we want to sponsor you with our like stylish new clothing.
remember this.
Yeah, and the worst
That's a
part was,
brand, by the way, not a person.
sorry, yeah, Zara is a clothing brand. Pretty popular in European. They're one of these designer ones that they had a lot of them in Singapore. Actually, I got a few good shirts from them. Actually,
Dude, even after they tried to scam you.
they obviously weren't the people behind this email. And the worst part was they were the first one, and then I started getting a whole bunch of the same thing. But they were like, download our catalog and choose what you want, and then like we can send it to you. They gave me like a $1,500 budget, and I like downloaded the catalog, and I was having a bit of a look at it. And I think at some point it asked me to like make an account, and it looked really official at the start. And this was the first of many that I got that was similar to this.
Oh, wow.
Like after this, I had like Razer would email me saying like, we'll get you a bunch of Razer products, and Nvidia would say the same
And this
thing.
is to your YouTube email, I'm assuming? Yeah.
And so it's a way that they get content creators, I guess.
That's
So they
YouTubers
want
get
to
hacked
insane.
all the time, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and because it was the first one, and because I was pretty excited to work with the clothing company, I thought that'd be like a pretty cool sponsor.
Yeah.
And also, I'd get a bunch of stylish clothes, so I'd be looking good.
Win-win.
And then they got my password, and I had to change them all. I think the main thing they went into was my Spotify. It's not like they took a whole bunch
That's
of money
crazy.
from my
Such
bank
a
account.
random
That
thing
I've
to,
been
like,
wanting to listen to music for so long without these ads.
at the time, I think my bank account had the same password. But it was one of those things where Google says security alert. Let me
Yeah.
let me change your passwords, like change everything.
Right, so you caught it in the two-factor.
Yeah, and the
for most
first thing they
things.
went into was Spotify, so that's the only thing they got in on. I'm thinking that must have been the only
What
thing.
kind
that they
of
got.
music was it?
It was stuff I've never heard of.
Like,
Just
what was the
weird stuff.
genre even?
Like, kind of very obscure hip hop.
Brilliant.
And weird sounding electronic music.
It's like his friend's mixtape.
It is very weird
Just trying to
electronic
put it
music
on.
too.
Listen.
Like
Interesting.
vague stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. I see YouTubers get hacked, and it looks like an ordeal. And being a YouTuber, you feel
That
for
would
them because
suck.
that would be so scary.
Yeah.
And like, what these channels they do, they know they're going to get taken down eventually, right? When they hack someone, but it'll get taken back eventually by support. But what they do is they try to advertise something on the channel, and like they'll change your name, your profile picture, hide all your videos, and upload their own videos.
They could delete them if
And
they
it's-
wanted.
Yeah, or
That's
you get them recovered
good
by
guys.
YouTube.
Oh, can they?
Yeah, that's what
Legends.
they do. Delete your videos a lot of the time, and then
Oh,
YouTube will
YouTube is
recover
clutch.
them if it's within a certain time frame. But it'll be like, cryptocurrency ads, and people are like, "I'm not subscribed to this channel," and they'll unsubscribe.
Oh, and you lose
No.
all
And then even when you get your channel back, you've lost all the people who just saw this. Like, it is a scam, so why
Yeah.
wouldn't you unsubscribe? And I've seen it happen to like multiple people
That
within
sucks.
Smash.
Whoa.
It's crazy.
Oh.
Really cool Australian YouTubers, Cracker Milk, who one of our friends knows, like got us into. They do like sketch comedy. They got it with the crypto.
Yep.
And then
No.
it was pretty funny because they started taking the piss of it all on like Instagram of them being like, wow, we went from this sketch comedy to buy our crypto. Taking the piss out of how stupid it all was. But it really sucks because they were like maybe 200,000 subscribers. And
What'd they
so,
lose?
like, I don't know what they lost. But
I'm wondering how many you'd lose. Probably a fair bit, I would
it
imagine.
was just a bit fucked
It's
up.
scary, and it's like your job and
Yeah,
stuff.
for
It's
sure.
messed.
It's your livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day where you got to log on, you're like, what?
Yeah,
It's
you just
not-
wake up to
I
that.
can't log in anymore.
It'd be scary.
That would be grim.
I've never been scammed, I think, but I did get my Fortnite account stolen, and that sucked.
That is
Oh,
grim.
man.
Pretty sad. And my Epic Games account, they were playing Apex on it again.
Oh, I think I lost my RuneScape account when I was a kid.
I'm like, piss
How
off.
many V-Bucks did you have in there that you lost?
Honestly, I stopped playing for that season. This was season 3, way back when. I played the second season. Someone then took my account. I then recovered it 2 months later, and they just completed my battle pass for me. So it was actually pretty alright.
Shout outs.
I've actually kind of gained it. So, but I have the John Wick skin thanks to this person. So if you see me in
Hey.
Fortnite, guys, just check me out.
That's crazy. I also forgot to say that I passed out for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Oh, what?
Yeah, while I was sick. This is all about the sick. I guess I forgot it all. I was so sick.
Was this
It's
before or
while
after
you're
getting
being
scammed?
scared, he like passes out, enters his credit card information, then wakes up again.
pretty much?
Oh, no.
That's pretty much the timeline. I get back from Melbourne. I'm really sick. day two, I pass out. Day 3, I'm in bed. Day 4, I wake up, get scammed, and then
Dude, you were weak. I thought you were like saying some weird phrase. You were like, I was sick, I was weak, and it's like, no, you were actually just cooking it.
I was cooked, dude.
I had serious brain fog when I was sick, so I don't know.
But yeah, that was my first time ever. I was having dinner with Holly. I'd been sleeping the first like day or two, and then Holly's like, "Oh, we should go out to the outside table, have our breakfast." I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then so we're eating, and then I just have the feeling, you know, when you stand up too quick, it's like, and everything like kind of leaves your head, kind of feeling, or it's kind of weird. I started having that, and then suddenly I'm waking up to Holly like screaming. And I was like, "Whoa!"
Was it like no time
What
passed?
Yeah, exactly like that. I was like, whoa, I didn't feel myself like go or anything. But apparently I just, passed out. And then Holly was like, oh, shit. And then she's like done her first aid recently. So she's like, oh, please like respond, or like trying to grab my hand. And then she like looked at my eyes, and apparently they had just rolled to the back of my head. And so she's like completely freaking out, thinking I've just died in front of her. Because I apparently like was like sweating heaps as well. And apparently I was out for like 30 seconds to a minute.
That's a long time.
Which I imagine is a long ass time to be like freaking out that like someone has just died. And
Did you hit your head? Or
no.
were you like
So
standing up?
I guess I was kind of sitting upright and then kind of fell forward a bit, but we were like on the end of the table. So Holly was
That's
right next
lucky.
to me and kind of like stopped me from falling. But yeah, I guess if I was walking around or something, that could have been terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely the most dangerous part, so I've heard.
Yeah, and so she called the ambulance, and then they ended up coming, and then they were kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess that happens when you're sick. And then I was like, okay, thanks. And then they left.
That would have been expensive too.
$550.
Damn, more
What
than the scammers.
the
I'll tell you who
hell?
the real scammers are. The bloody hospitals.
government.
This chicken treat's making more and more sense.
A series of bad
Luckily,
financial
my
decisions.
healthcare actually just covered
that's
the
good.
ambulance,
Nice.
which was lucky. But Jesus Christ, that's a
So
lot
you
of
never
money.
passed out as your first time?
No, it's my first time ever. Is it always like that? Like you just
That's pretty much what
disappear
it's
and
like.
come back?
I've done it. I'm a bit of a passer outer, probably about 10 times or so.
What?
Something
Whoa.
like that. Yeah, I pass out every time I get my blood taken, no matter what.
Fair
I'm not
enough.
scared of
Crazy.
it or anything.
Oh, that's
I
like,
just
do you need to like
pass out.
lie down? Like you tell them and then they're like, lie
Yeah,
down.
but I didn't know for like a long time that's what it was, so I kind of like.
I know this is going to sound dumb. Is it because it's more distance to get to your brain because you're tall?
Nah,
Oh,
my sister
I don't
passed
know.
out and she's small, so
I think it's
Debunked.
something to do with your blood pressure. or
Blood
something.
pressure could be different depending on your size, but
yeah.
I feel like just being tall doesn't do that.
No, yeah, something to do with maybe I don't know what.
I think a little, like, short people have lower blood pressure in general. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You might have less blood in your brain in general though, because it has, gravity.
But yeah,
Pump
blood
it up
pressure
there.
was I guess they didn't really know. Maybe I have a freaking brain tumor, but like they were like, oh yeah, when you're sick, it's like your body is just slower at doing everything. So usually when you stand up, your body is like adjusting itself. And since I'd been lying down sleeping for days, and then it's like, okay, let's have breakfast. And it's like the first time I'd been sitting up for a while. And since I'm sick, my body's like slow at adjusting. And then it's just like, oh, whoa. And then
Yeah.
I died.
Yeah, Sophie's done that a few times. I'm very used to it at this
wow.
point. Like, I would not be calling an ambulance.
Yeah.
I would be like, I don't know. It happens reasonably often because she has low blood pressure and
Oh.
like it's that feeling of standing up and
yeah.
it's
pretty
quite
much that,
scary
except,
when you
yeah.
see someone, their eyes are like rolling back, like eyelids flickering,
Yeah.
eyes rolling back into the head. And then when they wake up, they have no memory of the previous like 2 minutes before they even passed out sometimes.
Yeah, because apparently I was doing that for a while, just being like, oh, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, exactly. It's very strange. And like, yeah. One recently, she tried a new type of medication. Obviously didn't work out because it made her pass out.
Yeah.
But it was like, she'd pass out, she'd come to, be like, oh God, that sucked. Go to stand up, pass out again.
Oh, no.
And then wake up and I'm like, Sophie, you've just passed out twice. She was like, really? I don't remember.
She's in an infinite.
Yeah, she was like, really? Oh, that sucks. Oh, and then you went to get up again and then passed out. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like,
Oh, no.
stay down. You know, like, you don't want to fight how the person keeps getting up and you're beating the shit out of them, like in a movie.
Stay down.
Stay down. It ain't worth it. You know, that was basically what was happening. Without the punching. No punching was happening.
that is it. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, definitely clarified. Just like in a boxing match.
Stay down.
Exactly like a boxing match.
Yeah. But so, yeah. And also, a good friend, Courtney, she used to have a heart condition where she would pass out all the time.
Well, yeah, she's
That
a
was
big
rough.
passer.
And it took her quite a few years to find the medication to try and deal with that. So I am. If anyone's gonna pass out around me, feel free because I'm so used to it at this point that
I won't care.
He's so used to it, he won't help you.
No, I'll catch.
Great guy, Peter.
Yeah, I had a more mental picture of me like casually catching someone, laying him down in the recovery position.
Respect.
But no.
So what does it work? You need to
What about like?
find the right medication.
It just depends what the problem is, right?
Mine would
it's
be don't get
different.
my blood taken or something.
Oh,
probably.
okay.
The blood thing's super interesting. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the human equivalent of playing dead.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, interesting.
Like I've heard, it's a theory at least, but I've heard that because like you're in a battlefield, you see a bunch of blood everywhere, you faint, you blend in with all the dead bodies, you don't die.
I did that in a
Genius.
dream once. Anyway, what were you saying, Zach?
Oh, you had to ask, didn't you? I was gonna
Oh, it was a
say-
bad joke, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
when
okay.
Peter was like, when Peter said he'd be good at when people are passing out, I imagine that bit in Guardians of the Galaxy where they're all sharing the power of the gem.
I
So
haven't
like no
seen it.
one person can survive by holding the Infinity Stone.
Yep.
But then they all hold hands and share it. So wondering if someone's passing out, then Peter like holds their hand and like shares it, and they both kind of feel bad, but neither of them pass out.
Oh, I
Well,
don't
we
think
can
that's
try
how
it. We'll try it.
Not sure if that works.
If you guys ever feel like passing out, we'll give it a go. Just give me a little heads up.
We should
Yeah,
all
we'll
hold
do.
hands.
So I do have one last story from Singapore.
Yes.
If we want to go over it.
Let's do it.
It was basically about how you guys know that Maddie's very organized.
Hmm.
So if you imagine who's planning most of the Singapore trip,
I already imagined
Mhm.
it.
yeah, it's
I didn't think it was
Maddie,
you.
It's Maddie planning almost everything. Also, she's been there before,
Yep.
so she knows the good stuff to do. I was
Yep.
happy to let her take the reins
Yep.
for it. But then one thing I really wanted to do that she wasn't like super keen on, but then after I said like I think it'll be good, she came
Legoland.
around to it. No, Universal Studios. So like she had initially didn't want to go there too badly, and then I was like, oh, like the rides are different to regular roller coasters. There's kind of all stuff happening everywhere. So I decided I'd organize Universal Studios, and there's a weird thing where it's closed on Monday and Tuesday. And then like the aquarium is open Monday, Tuesday, but closed Wednesday, Thursday. So I was doing all this math in my head, organizing, okay, we'll do this day, the aquarium that day, bing, bing, bing. And then basically organized to go to Universal Studios on the Monday, my idea, and got there. And this was after I bragged to Maddie like, oh, don't
Oh,
worry. I
no.
know the days of like when everything's open, when everything is shut in my head. I've got it all planned out. I was bragging about how well I knew which days things were open and shut.
Always better to plan things in your head instead of writing them down, guys, for sure.
Always great to brag about things in advance.
That's just how I plan things. So we had a nice walk in the morning. That was a treetop walk that I organised, which was good. Off to a great day for Zack's
is your day.
organisation. This is my day.
And she's going, Zach, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about
They're
anything.
open.
Paid $35 each for the cable car over to Sentosa Island, which is the only reason we're going there is Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done the cable car, so that wasn't even, the novelty was gone.
Yep.
And then get to the gates. We walked all the way up. The big Universal World Ball isn't spinning. We walk a bit further in. The metal gates are closed. I'm like, maybe they're open a bit later because it was only just 12, which is when the gates are meant to open. So we wait about 15 minutes. Check the website. It's closed today. I'm like, I was like, I swear it was open Monday, Tuesday, but it was closed Monday, Tuesday.
Damn.
You know, what's that Simpsons bit? It's like flammable. I thought it said inflammable. So it's just like closed. I thought it said open. It's the complete opposite.
Oh, so we were not off to a good start of the one
On
thing
Zach's one day.
I had planned.
Okay, Zach, you could plan this one thing.
After bragging about it.
Oh no.
We ended up doing a pretty cool activity on Sentosa, pretty much because
What was the
Universal
activity?
failed. You go up in like, it's called the Sky Helix. You sit and you can have like a cocktail and it like lifts you up and you get a nice view. You
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
That
I
is
was
very
like
nice.
holding my camera out and taking photos without a neck
lavish.
strap or anything. You could just drop stuff off if you
Oh, wow.
weren't holding
Did
on
you
to
spit
it.
over?
No.
Okay.
Would you?
Probably.
There's still like
Really?
a fence, so there's nothing underneath you. You can't throw bricks at people or anything.
Oh,
No,
damn.
It's more just a novelty.
Okay, so that's the failed day. Except then I had a bit of redemption. I did
Ooh.
plan one good activity, which was a little island at the top of Singapore. I don't know if you've been there, Peter. It's called Pulau Ubin.
Don't think so.
It's a very rural, non-touristy place. And I'd seen it on a couple things. I'd seen some information on it. I was like, oh, it'd probably be cool to go up to this island on this little boat. Except we weren't really going anywhere near it until the very last day in Singapore, where we decided to go to this prison museum or prison. It was meant to be a prison tour that Maddie organised. It was kind of pretty shit. It was just one part of a museum.
Not as good as what you organised, Zack.
Exactly. So I was feeling pretty good about this day because it started off with Maddie's worst activity choice. It was good for what it was, but it was like one section of a museum, and we had not gone to any of the actual museums. We went to this one section about the prison, which was good, but it was very small, and we had travelled like an hour to get there. So I was like, well, we're up here. Let's go to this island. Had my shot at redemption, and that was really good. It was like off the beaten track, so no one there spoke English. It was like very different to the main.
What were they
tourist center.
speaking?
I think it's Cantonese in Singapore, or maybe
It's English is the language of Singapore.
not at this place.
Okay, cool.
Like they,
Probably Malaysian.
yeah, a lot of people could barely speak
Cool.
English there.
All babies.
So it was very cool.
Jordan's so jealous.
Maddie loved it.
Look at them learn. I wish I was there.
But it was a much more authentic experience, which was good because a lot of it is touristy, which is not bad, but like the hawker center we went up to there was a lot more like a bit less built up. It was more like out in the open.
Yeah, authentic.
They sold stranger things. We tried chicken feet. Not a fan.
The show.
It's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chicken feet is just like, it tastes like chicken, but there's a shitload of bones, you know?
Then we caught this little boat over. There's a lot of nice like walking trails, and it had very cool wildlife just naturally on this island. And saw a monkey.
Hell yeah.
Which for
a
a bit
wild
of
monkey.
this was a big moment.
I've
Yeah.
never seen a wild.
Wild
Yeah,
monkey.
that's kind of crazy
It
and
was a
scary.
big moment because at all these other places, we did this like treetop walk, and it says, "Don't feed the monkeys." And I'm getting my camera ready. There's got to be monkeys if you can't feed them. At this point, I was about to whip out some fucking food just to get some monkeys to come to us.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we didn't see a monkey anywhere else. Not near the zoo where it's a bit more bushy. Not in the zoo because we didn't go to the monkey section.
Okay, I
Not
thought
on this treetop walk.
I thought that was going in a different direction where Zack was like, at all these other places, there were signs saying not to feed the monkeys. This monkey had no sign at all. I started giving it chips.
No, the monkey had an orange himself.
Whoa.
You'll see it. I'm doing up a little Singapore video, and I
Can't
got
wait.
great footage of the monkey.
That
He was
is
just
very
chilling in a
exciting.
tree. He had stolen an orange, and he looked very pleased with himself, peeling it and eating it up in this
What
tree.
is it about seeing animals in nature that's just so special?
So much cooler.
It's
You
amazing.
don't see it often, probably.
Is that what it is?
I'm
I
thinking about
guess.
Zach's video. I don't care about the monkey. I want to hear what Zach sounds like behind the camera. Because he's just like, oh my God, look at it eat the orange. Like he'd be popping off.
It's pretty cringe. I'll actually recreate it because I didn't know it was recording audio, but obviously it fucking is. And then I sound like it's my wet dream.
The monkey.
I'm behind the camera and I'm like, I'm filming and I'm like, oh, Maddie, I'm getting the best fucking footage of this monkey. And then I was watching it back. I showed Maddie's parents. I was like, oh, look, I got this footage of the monkey. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Maddie, I'm getting the best video here. Oh. And then I'm like, yeah, oh, he's eating his orange. Yeah. And I was really excited at the moment.
Oh, that
but
looks so good.
The monkey's got to get a restraining order.
we saw, on this one island, we saw a wild monkey. There are about 15 wild turtles at this temple in a pond.
Wow.
Wild pig.
Dope.
Ooh.
Wild chickens.
Not as cool.
Wild
Nah, pretty cool.
centipede and dragonfly and butterfly.
Was it a
That's
big
so
ass
cool.
centipede?
Yeah.
Oh, was it really scary?
We saw a giant spider too. But those things are less exciting than a freaking monkey. So that really rounded off the trip very nicely.
Nice. Good save.
And I got 4 Pokemon plushies.
Oh.
I'll be back. Someone else fill the time.
What do we think it's going to be? If anyone can guess one of them, you get a prize.
That is a good point.
Oh, it's going to be some
I'm
really
going-
specific shit that you can't get here.
Mr. Mime.
Oh, no, he's already got one of those. That's wrong.
Damn.
I went Whooper.
Whooper's good.
I think he's going to get a deli bird. I think he's got...
Del-
It's
Del-
got to be
Ooh.
oddly specific. That's the thing. Like,
Oh, because he went to the Pokemon store, didn't he?
is there a Pokemon store there?
Is it?
Oh, I thought I saw a picture of him at the Pokemon.
I didn't find it
I
every
didn't
time
know
I
there was a
went.
Pokemon store there. Actually, that's a good point.
I have managed to find that.
I'm going to go with Delibird as well. I know I'll go a different one. Raikou or something random.
Something
like that.
random.
What?
Here he comes.
Oh, okay. It's in a bag.
So it was Pokemon store.
It was.
There's a
Yeah.
Pokemon Center in Singapore?
Maybe it's new.
Must
That's
be
got to be
new.
new. Otherwise, I would know about this shit.
See,
Alright, we all had a
didn't,
guess.
I didn't buy Peter any Pokemon presents because I figured you'd been to Singapore so much to the Pokemon store.
Peter has a very deadpan look on his face.
Not happy about this one.
It had like
Not happy
every
about this one.
Pokemon plushie.
Dope.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
1,000?
There
Most-
is
it had most
there
of
is
them.
over
It had-
1,000.
It had a large number. But I've never seen any of these anywhere else.
All right, go on then.
Well, first let's go over what gifts I would have got you guys if I got you any.
Don't even. Why would you say that? That's just
I
going to hurt my
would've-
feelings. Hey, if I had got you something nice, this is what I would have got. So think about that and have a nice feeling, Peter. Yeah, fuck off. Let's not do that.
I was looking at getting Jackson a Gliscor.
Oh, wow.
This is the most intense
Jordan.
version of the thought that counts.
That's all you're fucking
Go around
getting.
the circle and say what I would have got.
Do you want me to stop?
No,
Or do you want to find out what I would have got you,
okay,
Jordan?
I do. It is the
Trico?
thought. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I do love Trico.
I was thinking Peter probably had too many plushies.
Yeah. Good. I don't want to hear it anyway.
All right.
What'd you get?
Here we go.
I got a deli.
Oh.
Called out. I called it.
yeah.
I called that one.
Any other guesses you guys got?
That one's freaking cute. I guessed Raikou, which I hate. What did you guess?
Whooper.
Whooper, yeah. So I don't think we like
Four
it either.
guesses. Can I have
Peter,
more
just
guesses?
take the other
Mammo
three.
Swine. Octillery.
Oh, we got a Mammoth one.
Oh, wow.
Octillery.
See, I've never seen these obscure Pokemon
No, I've never
anywhere
seen these
else.
either.
We got
For
a
the audio
bloody
listens.
Octillery.
Can I get the
Oh.
4 for 4?
I think you... Did you see the other one? It fell out.
I saw it, but I should have guessed this.
Octillery.
I'm mad at myself.
I was
for
going to
not
say
guessing
Swalot.
this. No.
Oh.
Oh,
It's a
yeah, of course.
Honchkrow.
That is a dope plushie.
Yeah, see, they're so
These
weird
are a cool
Pokemon.
size too.
And I like all the weird ones. These were all 19 Singapore dollars each, which is like 20 Australian.
That translates easy, doesn't it?
It's pretty much
That's pretty
one to
dope.
one.
I can't
Why
find...
did you say 19?
Yeah, and
To
then it's 20
20.
Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Nice
Just to
and
do the
convenient.
quick conversion for you guys with my giant brain.
Wow. That's cool. Zach has a lot of, for those audio listeners, they're all plushies and they're like, what do you say?
Are any of those going to the
Penny chips?
podcast background?
Oh, maybe.
Pretty good
Maybe.
size.
Dude, Octillery's one of my top 10s. It's
Yeah,
such a sick
Octillery's
Pokemon.
looking pretty dope.
Yeah,
No,
it
well,
is.
I guess I'll just never have a Quilava plush for my whole life. But, you know, it's the thought that counts.
Quilava.
It is the thought that counts.
Mm.
But Zach didn't think of that because he thought I had too many.
I'm so happy Zach thought of Trico.
Yeah, that's nice of
That's
him.
pretty high.
That's,
Well-
I wouldn't have got yours, Trico.
Trico is
No
my
way.
one and only.
All right.
There's the Singapore Pokemon store if you ever go there. I feel like that's a good show and tell to end the podcast.
Yeah, we've been going
Yeah.
for way too long.
Oh my god.
If you're still here at the end of the video, I love you.